we're gonna check out Gojo Satoru and put him on fraud watch against JoJo characters. We created a list of multiple JoJo characters capable of defeating Satoru Gojo, and we're gonna tell you about them. But hey, JJK fans, before you get mad, nah, I'd win. Okay, we're gonna stop you. Okay, we know you can't read. The comprehension curse has gotten you guys. So we're gonna use our stands to get you. We're gonna stand proud. Starting off this list, and you might dislike this one. We have Joseph Joestar.
Right, so Joseph Joestar, for all of you that have watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, that we're specifically talking about part two, Joseph, he would just find out a way. He managed to defeat the Pillarmen. He managed to outsmart and trick Pillarmen, who are way smarter than the average human. All right, his IQ is off the charts. His luck is off the charts. He would be like, your next line is, no one can touch me with infinity. And then he would just find out a way to beat Gojo. It's that
He's
simple.
a genius. He would get the Prism Realm. He'd just be like, "Here's the Prism Realm." Boom, Gojo's gone. Now, sure, Gojo's pretty strong, but Joseph can trick him. Gojo is gullible. Let's just say that. Next up, this one's for sure is gonna get him. Death 13. Gojo Satoru only sleeps like 4 hours, but if Death 13 lines it up, he's getting slammed and he'll enter the dream world. Now you might say, oh, well, his curse abilities will work. I don't think so. Do you think so?
No, I mean, we saw when he took Kakyoin into the Dream Realm, his stand wasn't there. He could only beat him once he became aware of the power and he brought the stand in. But Gojo's not going to know about any of this. I mean, he's just going to go in and we just think, based on what happened in JoJo, that Gojo, none of his abilities would work. He would just be a regular person.
Now you might say something about, hey, well, Kakyoin brought a stand in. Well, here's what's going to happen. Okay. Gojo needs to basically have his domain expansion active while he sleeps. Now you might say, oh, well, his curse ability is just always on. But would that really translate to his dream world self? Was Joseph really able to use Haman in the dream world? He's gonna get him. Now, next up, if you're not sure on who's gonna win, always bet on the Darby brothers. Listen, if Gojo entered like a gambling competition with these two, they're gonna take his soul.
That's the thing. They don't actually have to touch him or like breach infinity. They could just, you play them in either gambling or like a video game, and their stands can just like, mess with your very soul. And I don't think Gojo's infinity protects him from, getting his soul messed
Snatched.
with.
Yeah. Next up, we have Killer Queen Bites the Dust with Yoshikage Kira. Okay, here's the thing. Gojo, his infinity doesn't work on light. Killer Queen will just enter his sight like that. And then once he's in his sight, he'll just enter him. And he'll explode within to forever be in a time loop of perpetual death.
Right. I mean, bites the dust. I mean, it's a stand. It has power over time. There's really nothing Gojo could do against it. I don't think his infinity is overcoming that at all. Right? He would just blow up.
And let's say, he touches some piece like, I don't know, sweets because Gojo likes it. Dude, if Gojo eats that, it's over. It's over for him. Next up, we got Heaven's Door. Okay, there was a scene in part four where Rohan he takes out the drawing, a drawing of like I guess the Dark Moon Boy or whatever it's called, that comic strip. It gets into his eye, or once you see it, then you are like possessed by like Heaven's Door. Heaven's Door abilities will activate on you. Boom, automatic win. He'll just say Heaven's Door, remove Gojo's ability to come. Boom, Gojo's done.
And guys, remember once Heaven's Door takes effect and you become like open like a book. At least in the series, like you couldn't use your stand at all and you were like completely immobilized. So when Gojo turns into a book or whatever, he's not going to be able to use any of his abilities.
Last for part four, we got Cheap Trick. Now, Cheap Trick, you might say, oh, well, no, that's not overcoming infinity. Yes, it is. it's gonna latch onto his back. And if anybody looks at Gojo's back, which will eventually happen, of course, he's like, "No, I'm the strongest." No, no, no. Cheap Trick's gonna just rip his back off. End of
Right.
Gojo. Maybe you could use reverse curse technique, but he's a goner.
Dude, guys, Cheap Trick is like, I mean, it's kind of like a supernatural stand. Like, at Gojo, if he looks at somebody's back, it's just gonna jump on him like that's its innate ability. Like, Infinity's not stopping that. We even saw, like, Rohan tried to use his own stand on himself, and it didn't work. To get it off, he had to go to, like, some supernatural alley and have these things, like, rip the stand off of him, right? Like Gojo doesn't know anything about that.
Next up, we got Purple Haze. Listen, that virus, that's getting through Infinity. Maybe, maybe not, but he's gonna he's gonna get sick, bro. And then after that, we have Man in the Mirror. Boom, gets pulls into the mirror world. We got Green Day up next. Green Day, listen, if Gojo Satoru goes down in elevation, he's just gonna melt. The stand will attack him.
Grateful Dead, he's just gonna make Gojo really old, and Gojo's gonna die of old age. Right? He's not
Yeah.
Gojo's not gonna carry like a bucket of ice with him either, so it'll just be done pretty quick.
Next up, we got Metallica. Listen, Risotto goes up to Gojo. Gojo's like, nah, I'd win. And then Metallica would be like, Risotto would be like, nah, fam. And then a piece of scissors would just come out of Gojo's neck, bro. Gone. He's a goner.
And we also have, I mean, of course, Gold Experience Requiem. I find out some way to beat him. He'd reset Infinity to zero somehow and just like punch him or whatever.
And there's nothing Gojo could do back. And then we got Silver Chariot Requiem. Now, Silver Chariot Requiem would literally just take Gojo's soul. First off, he would fall asleep. He would take his soul, put in some other body. Basically, he would swap bodies with someone, and then Silver Chariot would just continue walking away while another creature from another dimension would just enter his body. And he would start looking like a curse. He's gone. And then honorable mention, Notorious B.I.G. It's really fast. It's actually its speed is infinity, so it could probably bypass infinity because it's already achieved infinity. So we'll just mention that.
Moving on to part six, the first stand we have is also the weakest stand in all of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Survivor, because it would just make Gojo and Sukuna fight, and then we all know what would happen.
Oh yeah. He would be like, I haven't used this technique since the Hanan era. And then next up we have Bohemian Rhapsody. Obviously for the same reasons. And like another fictional character from another world. Like literally Spider-Man showed up. That means anybody from Marvel, Galactus, whoever, literally eat them.
Right. And I mean like we saw with uh Anasui, right? You just get like trapped in a story. And I think the story just happens basically no matter what. So like Infinity ain't saving him from that.
Then we got the Highway to Hell. Now, if you remember the guy when he was with Hermes, he kind of took his belt and like kind of hung himself. The same, and then the stand affected her. So imagine he's getting past infinity with that ability. You know, he might turn himself into a Kit Kat and like snap himself in half. Oh no, Gojo, it's gone. We decided to put Made in Heaven. Coochie's stand is just so fast. It would blitz Gojo. Listen, Gojo's the strongest person, or sorry, the fastest person and strongest in his verse. But Made in Heaven's just faster. It could reset the universe if push comes to shove. He's bypassing infinity. He would just brute force. Gojo's not stopping him.
We also have heavy weather. It works through like light and suggestion through the eyes, so Infinity's not protecting him from turning into a snail.
Yeah, Gojo's gonna look at that rainbow. Look, he's gonna look at or he's gonna look at Ghetto. Sees that rainbow snail. Part 7. We got Johnny and Gyro Sapelli. Listen, these guys can bypass like barriers with the infinite rotation and golden ratios. They would get through. Like we all know that Johnny Joestar, he just gets on a horse. He sees the golden ratio, the beauty of it. Boom, that like Tussac 4 flies at Gojo, opens up infinity, grabs him, punches him multiple times, and then Gojo's just gonna start spinning. What's he gonna do? Nothing. Domain expansion? Nope.
right? Like, guys, I mean, Johnny and Gyro Stan, they literally just grabbed Love Train's barrier and they just pulled it apart and got through. They would literally do the exact same thing to Infinity, bro. Like, Gojo would
Yeah.
just watch them crack open Infinity like it's nothing, and they would just hit him.
Then we got D4C as well. D4C Love Train. Listen, D4C, Gojo's not getting past that, number one. Number two, listen, even a hollow purple, he'll just tank that. But then he'll go into another dimension, pulling out another version of Gojo Satoru. You got two Gojos. They're going to get close. Boom. Annihilation. Imaginary technique. Gojo's gone. Am I right? Part eight, we have Josuke. Look, the soft and wet go beyond is gonna bypass Infinity. Okay, it doesn't even exist, and it's gonna smack him.
Right? I mean, like he beat Toru, and I mean Toru had like the strongest villain stand in the series. I mean, talking about Go Beyond, I mean, it literally doesn't exist, right? So it would just like Infinity can't block something that doesn't exist, and it could probably also get past D4C's barrier. It's not affected by Wonder View's Calamity ability, so we're pretty sure it could just go past Infinity and just hit Gojo.
Also, Toru, listen, the Rock Human himself with the strongest stand that we kind of think's the strongest, but not really. Listen, the flow of calamity is gonna get him. Okay, like whether that's Maharoga showing up or like Sakuna showing up or like Gojo having like stage 4 cancer, like Yuta's granddaughter, bro. The aliens would show up. Listen, someone's gonna stop him somehow.
All right, guys,
And then
the flow of Calamity, I mean, it it can just scale up to whatever it needs to be to, rain down misfortune on the person that's pursuing Toru. So, I mean, you could say, oh, man, it's not gonna get past Infinity. Yes, it would. It would just scale up until it did.
And then lastly, we have Lulu from part 9. Her stand's very tiny, and we think it might get past Infinity, or he wouldn't even know it's coming. I mean, I get he has it automatically on at all times, but I think Gojo has difficulties. Like, I think he could be poisoned. But anywho, that's our list. Another honorable mention is Cars. It would kind of be a stalemate. Like Cars isn't immortal. I don't think Gojo could just erase him. But listen, we think these guys could beat Gojo.
And we don't just think. I mean, we just know they could beat Gojo. I mean, Gojo. I mean, he used to be the strongest. He used to have all the aura. No spoilers if you're anime only, but I mean, Gojo's just not like that anymore, man. So, I mean, if you have any disagreements with us, I think you should probably just reread the manga, or just wait until the anime shows it.
All right. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.